I think any bootstrapped company that starts from nothing and is all cash flow and doesn't have venture capital deals with the grow a little bit, sell more, grow a little bit more, sell more. And you and I have had a lot of conversations is, do we hire ahead of the possible opportunities? That way, we've turned away business essentially over the last 6 months because we don't want to give a lower quality product. And the way I've been looking at it, this may not be the best way to look at it, but again, if we know a gut instinct, we know that we want somebody on the business development side, or we know we need another account manager, and that person's going to cost $60,000. That's not a $60,000 check that you have to write that day. Essentially, it's a $5,000 per month investment that you're making based on what you think the company needs. And the way I look at it is, if we decide we need a business development manager and we need another account manager, are you willing right now to make a $10,000 investment this month to get those people in the fold to potentially make $100,000 down the road because you've scaled and now you have more resources to go out there and sell? So I think that's how I've been looking at it. And, making a hire, it's always 66% the right idea. There's never 100%, guaranteed we need this person right away, because I think that's also a problem that entrepreneurs face is you don't want to hire when it's too late. You don't want to hire when you've already signed the client, and then you're like training somebody and it takes about 90 days to get somebody in the fold. So all in all, when it comes to growing and scaling, there's never a right answer. There's an educated guess and a gut feeling, and if it doesn't work out, just like making a chess move, you then have to make that adjustment.
Yeah, and I think the key point of that is that it is hidden, because you don't know missed opportunities. On the other side, you're flaming out. And I think, a lot of that also has to do with the fact that, getting rid of people is like the worst case scenario.
Yep.
Because what I don't want to do is bring people on and then have to cut back. But we are in a position right now where we have additional scale opportunities. Mm-hmm. So mine's less about the hiring the people and just managing and making sure it's really great. So that management core is something that's just really hard to get to. But I think over this next year, that's going to be something where both you and I are completely out of doing any of the day-to-day and can just work on the business exclusively.
And I was thinking about this last night. Would you be completely blown away if we grew at 5x this year based on last year? Would that blow your socks off? Like, how the hell did this happen? Oh, my God.
No, not necessarily.
Would you be blown away if we grew at 50x this year?
Yes.
Yes. So I think the 5x is never going to happen if we're not constantly growing and pushing it and potentially, like you said, making hires on that gut feeling and educated guess. I mean, there's never going to be 100% we absolutely need this person. I've already sold this product. Now we're going to bring this person on. I really think at this stage in the game, if you want to grow at that 5-6x multiple potentially, and really, like he said, if you're making $1 million and you want to make $3 million, you're going to have to take those calculated risks and saying, I think I need help on the sales team. Let's hire that person. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But you always say, which is a good thing, is what's the alternative? The alternative, you just stay hitting that glass ceiling. You don't make any moves because you're scared and you're so fearful of not being able to, continue that rate of growth. So
yeah, and I mean, every industry is different. I do think in the service industry, it's particularly difficult because it's not like an application where you would need more servers and more salespeople, or a product where you can say, let's sell the hell out of these, and I'm going to go and make a deal with Walmart, and we're going to need to go to China and get inventory. That stuff is a little more like able to focus in the service side of things. When it's a marketing, it's got to be great. Mm-hmm. Because what I want to make sure of is, now that we're at the level of clientele that we have now, that they stay for life. Like, I want everybody to see the STN experience, which has been so good. And I think that's the hardest part, is just ensuring that, every one of our clients gets the, I feel like, we're your only client kind of relationship. But absolutely.
But that's a fearful way of thinking, in a way where if we hire 3 people in the next 2 months, then the entire STN Digital way of service or white glove service is going to go out the window. That's not necessarily the case either.
No, absolutely not. So, but I mean, I think from a quality control, that's my greatest fear, is that our clients are just like, because in a service-based industry, that's everything. So, I look at us a lot more like a Ritz-Carlton, where you have to really make sure that experience is exactly the same across all your different.
But we know that. Listen, we know that you're doing most of the sales and the pitching. We know we have to have help on. There's no doubt.
I don't want to.
Yeah, but there's no doubt that you can only do so much. So once we identify that problem, And we talked about, we did a huge award show this weekend. There's no way we could have done 2 of those in the same weekend.
Nope.
We just don't have enough people. So we don't double our staff necessarily, but if that's the goal in the immediate future, is to be able to take on 2 really big projects and have scale in that regard, then we got to start making moves like, okay, let's hire this person, that person, then these 2 people can work together. Now we can split the teams, A team, B team, what have you.
Bottom line, 1 project should not max your team.
No.
And that's where we were.
Yeah.
On the last 2 projects, maybe even 3 projects, it's literally all hands on deck to where there's some people. Like, I'd love to have 3 or 4 people who are just like waiting around for stuff to do, especially from the sales side, because it'd be great to be able to say, hey, think on this.
Yep.
Or, hey, let's go and be experimental. But I'm really excited to get to the point where we talked about this yesterday. You and I are kind of just like, let's think. Let's tinker a little bit here, and what if we tried this, blah, blah, blah. And if we don't have time to do that, then that's the real failure, because that can never grow.
So I'll say my punchline again just for Alex's deal here. When it comes to growing and scaling, there's never a right answer. There's an educated guess and a gut feeling, and if it doesn't work out, you simply then have to make that adjustment.